Alright, since everybody and their mama is talking about GTA 6, I feel that it's only right for me to talk about GTA 6 since I've made 2 shorts and 1 reaction video on both trailers talking about GTA 6. Let's go and let's get into it. As everybody already knows by now, GTA 6 pre-orders dropped on June 25th of 2026. And as everybody also knows, everybody and their mama, including their grandmother, was losing their shit as soon as they saw that pre-orders were out. And a couple days later, kinda went left, I'm not gonna lie to you. With that announcement of pre-orders came a lot of excitement, as well as a lot of backlash and a lot of arguments of whether or not GTA 6 is actually worth buying, considering that we have not even seen a gameplay trailer of the thing yet. Rockstar, if you're watching this, we need trailer 3 desperately. With various news and updates about GTA 6 circulating online, it has also reignited the age-old debate of whether digital games are better than physical games. And I say that because Sony did something very stupid not too long ago. They announced that they were going to stop the production of physical discs for the PlayStation 6 in 2028.
Hey guys, post editor me here. I just want to get on here and talk about the statement that I said about calling Sony stupid for making a digital only console. Now, from a business perspective, this sounds good on paper because yes, a lot more people do buy more digital games rather than physical games, right? That's a known fact. But from an outsider perspective, and in my opinion, making a digital only console is kind of just stupid, because why would anybody buy a digital only console when they can just buy a PC? You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm getting at? Like, think about it for a minute. Why would anybody spend $500 to $600 on a console that only runs digital games when you can just buy a PC for $1,400? Sure, a PC is more expensive, but you get more bang for your buck with a PC rather than a console that only runs digital games. And I know people are going to be in my comments talking about some, oh, well, people bought the Xbox Series S and the digital version of the PS5, so what's the issue? My point still stands. Why would you break the bank for a digital-only console when you can save up and buy a PC? You see what I'm saying? Why would you spend $500 to $600 on a console that only runs digital games when you can save up to buy a PC that not only runs digital games, but can do way more? Now, don't take me for a fool. I know that the same can be said about consoles with disc trays, because if that were the case, why would anybody buy a console when they can just buy a PC? But that's an entirely different topic for an entirely different time. So stay in character and stay on topic. And let me just make one thing clear here real quick. I'm not just highlighting Sony's part in this whole situation that they got going on here, right? I'm highlighting Sony, Microsoft, and any other company that's trying to follow in their footsteps in the total erasure of physical media. Because first they did it to movies and music, and now they're trying to do it to games. They're basically saying that our customers will own nothing and be happy. They're literally pointing to you and saying you will own nothing and be happy. That's what they're trying to do. Also, they can make a quick fucking buck. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe I'm not seeing something, but hey, let me know what y'all think about this for real.
Personally, me as a gamer, I value physical media, right? I got the physical version of Cyberpunk 2077, as well as the physical version of Elden Ring. Here it is right here. And I got the physical version of Forza Horizon 6. This is the most recent game I bought as a physical disc, as a physical copy. I also got other physical discs, but those are the only 3 I'm gonna show. I don't understand why companies can't just figure out that 2 things can coexist in the gaming community. Digital can coexist with physical. Why can't people understand that? I honestly do think that Sony did like a really stupid move. Like, that's biblical levels of greed right there. Like, that's all they want. All they want is money. It's not just like, what the fuck are we doing, man? To continue on the topic of physical versus digital, the reason why I bring this up is because there has been an email of somebody asking
Rockstar support
whether or not there's going to be a physical version of GTA 6. They said, yes, there's going to be a physical version of GTA 6. But hold on, don't cream your pants yet. The only physical copy that you will get is a code in the box. If that's not a red flag, I don't know what is. And let's get into the reason as to why Rockstar is only producing digital copies. They said it themselves. They said that we just want to prevent leaks with digital copies. We want to prevent spoilers. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to hold your hand, Rockstar, as I'm telling you this. You can't prevent spoilers.
You can't prevent leaks.
If they're trying to be this airtight about GTA 6, I feel like they're hiding something. Like, I can understand that they don't want people inside their organization talking about it to other people when it's not even, like, ready. You know what I mean? I can understand that. But you're taking this long to come out with a gameplay trailer and you just put pre-orders out. That doesn't make any sense. The developers of Control Resonant, 505 Games Remedy, and stuff like that, like all of them, they posted a cinematic trailer and a gameplay trailer for Control Resonant. Rockstar, what are you doing?
Apparently what they've been doing was getting ready to premiere an extended look of GTA 6 on August 27th on Netflix and 6 hours later on YouTube on the same day. Now, I'm not one to nitpick, but I'm just hoping that within this extended look that there is at least 5 to 10 minutes of gameplay of GTA 6, because they have us waiting this long for some bullshit and they just clickbait us into looking at more screenshots and more cover art, and there's gonna be riots. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, if they have us waiting this long for some malarkey with no gameplay and they just show people talking about the game, talking about how good the game is, and just only showing screenshots and cover art, it's gonna be a huge letdown. So I would only hope that this extended look of GTA 6 has at least 5 to 10 minutes of gameplay. Hell, I'll even bump it up to 30 minutes of gameplay. Because again, if they have us waiting this long for an extended look of GTA 6, I would only hope that the extended look has extensive gameplay. At least 30 minutes. That's as far as I'll go.
I just changed shirts. Continuity, am I right? So not only do we have GTA 6 not being available on physical discs, we also have many other companies like Sony trying to phase out physical discs altogether. Here's my opinion on digitally owned games, right? The standard edition for GTA 6 costs $80. The ultimate edition costs $100. The guy look like spending $100 on a digital product that can easily be snatched away from me at any given time. Now, honestly, I do hope that Rockstar and Take-Two actually turn this around, because Sony ain't doing a good job right now. In all honesty, I do believe that companies are now just saying f the consumer. We already know what happened with Nintendo with the Nintendo Switch 2 and them pricing the f out of a goddamn handheld console. A handheld console should not cost $450. When I saw that the Switch 2 was coming out, I was thinking, okay, maybe $200, $250, maybe even $300. That's the highest I was thinking, right? But $450? You're tugging at my gooch right now. Like, what the f? And then you got things like the Steam machine. What the f? $1,000? Are we serious? For 520 gigs. Obviously, I'm just spitballing the storage, but still. $1,000 to $1,400 for the Steam machine. And it doesn't even come with a controller. You are paying for a nothing box. If you buy that, like, bro, Valve, what are we doing? You're paying $1,400 for a nothing box that doesn't even come with a controller. At that point, just buy a fucking PC. $1,400 can buy you a decent running PC. It could buy you 2 consoles if you wanted to spend the money on that. That is crazy. Bottom line is, right, GTA 6 is probably going to be the pinnacle of gaming while also being gaming's downfall. Sony's getting sued. Yeah, it's a new day and I just found out this information and I changed my shirt, so continuity, am I right? Sony is facing a $457 million lawsuit because of their attempt to cease production of physical games by January of 2028. Sony defended their digital prices by arguing that consumers could simply buy physical discs if they found PlayStation Store prices to be too high. Because the digital store will soon become the only place to purchase new games, legal experts note that Sony has effectively dismantled its own defense by eliminating that physical alternative. How the f*** are people going to buy physical discs if you've just ultimately just taken them away and made a digital only console? That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And like the post said, you effectively just dismantled your own defense in one foul swoop. So Like, I don't know how you're gonna win this case. But the sad thing about this whole thing is that people are still going to buy the PS6, right? People are still going to buy GTA 6. We have people pre-ordering GTA 6 before a gameplay trailer even drops. And we got people arguing in the comments of Twitter posts saying like, oh, if you know GTA, you don't need a gameplay trailer. Like, bro, what kind of logic is that, bro? GTA 6 is considered to be the most anticipated game. And you're talking about, oh, well, if you know GTA, if you know the franchise, you don't need a gameplay trailer. The f are you talking about? Outside of the pre-orders, outside of the confirmation of the release date, they've been dead silent. We haven't seen anything about GTA 6 that's worth buying GTA 6 other than the cinematic trailers. But people are still gonna buy it. People have already placed their pre-orders for over $80 to $100. And don't you find it odd that Sony just released 2 ports for Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 right after they announced that they were going to cease production of physical discs? Don't you find it odd? Don't you find it a little suspicious? I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. I just find it weird and a little bit suspicious that Sony, of all people, just decided, man, we're in a huge storm when we just announced that we're ceasing production of all physical discs, so let's just make them happy by giving them BO1 and BO2 on the PS4 and PS5. I just find that weird. They know they're in some deep. They know they're doing something wrong. So what are they trying to do? They're trying to suppress it. Getting rid of physical media is getting rid of an entire market of gamers who value physical media, who value discs, who value owning their stuff. They wouldn't be doing this if they didn't up. As gamers, we gotta know our worth. As consumers, we gotta know our worth. You know what I mean? I don't know. To me, it just feels a whole lot more suspicious than it actually sounds, bro. It just feels too calculated to me. I don't know. Anyways, like I and many others have been saying for the longest time, if buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing. So do with that information as you will and become a pirate. Also, yes, I did change my bonnet and I did change my shirt for the third time. Like I said before, continuity. I also did get a shape up today too, so that's why you see a little bit of a reduction in the beard. I just wanted to look nice, you know? Just as the situation can't get any worse for us, Sony just announced that they're launching a new cryptocurrency called Sony Bank. So guess what? Sony is basically saying you will own nothing and use our cryptocurrency that is basically nothing to buy our products and still own nothing. What timeline am I in? What universe have I been dropped in? I think we all died during COVID. Like, at this point, have we lost the plot of what's going on? Because Sony's literally just throwing their own company in the mud at this point. Like, what are we doing? First, you announce the ceased production of physical discs, and then you try your best to suppress all the criticism, to silence the people who are protesting your products, and now you want to put out a cryptocurrency so that people can still own nothing? Do y'all remember NFTs? I have a feeling that digital games are going to become the new NFT now, considering that Sony is going in a whole different direction with this whole thing, right? Clearly, they're favoring their investors and their shareholders rather than their customers and their player base, you know? So, yeah, again, you'll own nothing and be happy. F the players. You know what? After all this talk about PlayStation and Sony and them ceasing production of physical discs in 2028, I kind of want to see what Xbox has to say about this.